Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. It's the Tier 9 German tank destroyer, and it's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's under the command of Marquis 12. Now this is a replay from 2016. He's got the Waffenträger, and it's armed in this case with the 128mm gun. Now Waffenträgers also came with a 15cm gun, which was based on a howitzer, funnily enough, but this one is the 128mm. So basically it's a very similar gun to the Scorpion G, but of course the Waffenträger, which is fast to move about, well, generally has no armour, so to speak, but it is very stealthy, so obviously it's able to creep up on the enemy fairly well without being seen, and then deliver a very powerful shell into them. And he's turning the vehicle around to face the other way so he can beat a hasty retreat if he needs to. Okay, he's found his spot to shoot from. He's now hoping that the light tanks and the mediums that are ahead of him can do some spotting for him. If not, then he'll try and put a round into one of those light tanks on the enemy team that are actually currently running up and down the centre line. And that's an M41 Bulldog and an AMX 1390. Just waiting for something to come into sight. Now the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV never got put into production. It was a design blueprint, but they never put it into production, mainly because the Panzer IV was actually made obsolete and they stopped production of it, and so there wasn't any hulls for it to be based on. And on top of that, the Wehrmacht decided that what they wanted to do instead was actually mount a very powerful gun such as 128mm onto a very light chassis such as a Panzer 38T, which of course, as you know, is a tier 3 tank, let alone putting it on a tier 9 tank, or rather the Panzer IV, which is actually a much lower tier. It's a tier 5 chassis. Now there were many designs that were put forward, including some of the designs which were going to be built in Czechoslovakia. And this was one of the designs that was going to be made in Czechoslovakia, but of course it never came into operation. Well, he fires around at that Death Star, the FB215B. In fact, actually it's not a Death Star, because that's the heavy tank version. This is back when the FB215B was also a heavy tank as well as the tank destroyer. That black dog's just managed to, or bulldog rather I say, black dog, has just killed a Wizzy 132. We're not doing too good at the moment. With 2 tanks down, well, 1 tank down now. We've got a T-49 up ahead. We're just staring at the ground at the moment. At least they managed to take out that T-49, our Grilla did. And now we've got a target to fire out in the centre line again. Oh, our 1375 just took a big hit and he's been killed. Now, it seems most of our tank destroyers down this end are actually looking at the centre of the map, not at the not down the west side. It's where you'd normally expect us to be aiming. It may actually be that most of the enemy is up on the hill on the east side of the map or in the centre. He's actually gone a long way forward than you'd normally expect for a tank destroyer at this stage of the battle. but he has turned the vehicle round the other way. So if he needs to, it can be to a hasty retreat in the opposite direction. We're losing more tanks, mostly on the east side of the map though. Right, there's a target. It's the IS-3. Oh, big round into him for 609 hit points. And we've got a Jag Tiger ahead of us, and we're reloading. And another big round goes into him. 557 from that one. Almost reloaded. We'll try again. And we get another hit. 541 this time. You can see how powerful this 128mm gun is. Try another go at the Jag Tiger. No, he's been killed, and we can't see the IS-3, so we'll have to stop firing until we've got a target. Oh, we got a hit from the IS-3. That worked. We couldn't see the outline of the tank, but we certainly got a hit on him. Nope, nothing from that one. Well, the FB215B is making his way down the other side. Oh, we got one into the turret there. That's a lucky shot there. So the FB215B, the heavy tank, has actually now been removed from the game. It's no longer in the game. And the FB215B is only held by those people who had it before the Badger was replaced it. Most of the enemy appears to have taken the east side of the map completely, and now we're down. Well, we've managed to get 5 kills, so that's 10 of the enemy still remaining, and the enemy's managed to get 9 kills. That means there's 6 of us, or 6 on Marky's side. Now he's retreating back to the south because it looks like they're going to have to try and defend the cap against a massive assault, and that assault will be coming very shortly. So they're going to need a lot of defenders to try and protect the cap. And that AMX 1390 in the north, he probably needs to come south again. At least we know where the IS-3 and the AMX 50B are. Ideally we need somebody to go over and spot for us, but we can see the T-54. He's gone unsighted because he's in the trees. He'll have to come out of the trees in order to start capping. Okay, it's 5 kills versus 10 now. So the situation is still very, very bad. 5 tanks versus 10. And it's the 215B. And there's a Waffenträger auf Panzer on the enemy team. 524 hit points from one shot. And we're relocating again quickly, just so we can't make a return fire. We've got an SU-101. It's near the railway lines, but all our AMX 1390's been killed. There's our spotter gone. Okay, we've got a T10 in the open, and an STB, and an SU-101. Well, there's the T-54 killed. And that's Marky 12's first kill. And our Gorilla 15 is doing rather well. He's just got another kill, took out the T10. But he took a round in return, and that's a big round. 951 hit points. Yeah, the enemy's attacking in force, and I suspect that round probably came from the Waffenträger on the enemy team. Either that or it's the 704. This is going to be a very, very difficult game. There's only 3 of them left. There's 8 of the enemy. Okay, there's the SCB. He's on his way in. We've got the AMX-50B coming down from the north. I think we're going to try and take him out first. And yes, he's gone. Okay, it's another kill for Marky. He's reloading. Next tank to approach from the north is going to be the FB215B and the IS-3. Maneuvering to try and get a shot on both of them. Well, at least it's 3 versus 6 now. That's a little bit better. It's not quite so suicidal. It's 2 against 1. I think the enemy is a bit concerned about making an assault, because if they did, they're going to get hit by some very heavy guns very, very quickly. And they could soon find themselves out of health. And there's the SCB tempting the line. Obviously trying to work out where everyone is. They don't know where we are because obviously we're over the ridge line and just can't see us. That's one of the good things about the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV and the Guerrilla 15. Good camo capability. The enemy's not so stupid as to start capping, and the SCB just took a round from the Guerrilla. Here's the Guerrilla player, knows what he's doing. Oh, and ouch! We took a big round there from the SCB-1. But he's been taken out by the Jagdtiger. So that's the first one down. Now it's 3 versus 5. And the Object 704 is coming in. Here he is. They're doing it one at a time, and look at that! 1,277 hit points with one shot. Huge amounts of damage. Now, if they all came in together at the same time, they would overwhelm the defences, and they'd tear them to shreds. But because they're coming in one at a time, it makes it much easier to defend. And that's why they've managed to get the score back. It's now 3 versus 4. That's the 2-minute hooter. Oh no, we just lost the Guerrilla. Or did we? No, yeah, it was their Waffenträger auf Panzer IV who got him as well. That's annoying. Okay, here comes, yep, and the FB215B has met his doom. So that's another kill to Marky. He's got 3 kills now. Whereas Werewolf 1944 has managed to get 3 as well. But they're the last 2 left against 3 enemy tanks. There's the SU-100. Oh, he's taken out the Jagdtiger. In fact, no, it was the Waffenträger again who scored. And here he comes, and we got him! Well, at least that's some retribution, some revenge. But it's going to be difficult now. It's 1 versus 2. And that's the 1-minute hooter. Now the enemy could still cap out, but if they did try, that would be suicidal. Because I think that Marky would tend to shreds. So they have to come in and kill. And the only way they can do that really is to come in both together at the same time. And then both try and assault him from different directions. If the SU-101 came in from ahead, from the north, and the ISU-152 came in from the east, then they could probably both get it. He fires a big round into the SU-101, and he's been spotted. He's trying to use the Jagdtiger's wreck for cover. Oh, he's been hit from the side. Yeah, they did try a pincer, and he's been hurt. his gun's been damaged, his driver's been damaged, the ISU has rammed him, is holding him and pinning him in place. He puts a round into the ISU, but gets hit by the SU-101 and then wiped out by the ISU-152. Yep, it did work, both together, and he can't survive. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. And it doesn't want to click over, so I'm going to go over here anyway. Okay, so we've got a 3 versus 10 into a 1 versus 2 at the end. It was an ace tanker for Marky 12 in the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, a fire for effect for dealing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and he managed to get a high caliber. He dealt the most damage in the battle overall, at least 20% of the enemy hit points. If we look at the scores, we can see, yes, that he got the top amount, 6,588 hit points of damage. He really did monster the enemy, because the best that they could do was their FB215B, who managed 3,920 hit points of damage. The Gorilla managed 6,013 on his own. So these two together were absolutely fabulous when it came to playing this game. Marky managed to get 4 kills. The Gorilla 15 managed 5 kills. The best the enemy could do was their SDB. He managed only 3 kills. But when it came to base XP, Marky managed 775. But of course he was beaten by the FP215B, who managed 953, the T54 840, and so did the STB. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he fired 17 rounds during that battle. He got 14 direct hits, 14 penetration. He did damage of 6,588 hit points, of which 3,958 were a distance of more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits from the enemy. 4 of them were penetration, 1 was a non-penetration. That probably hit the tracks, but you can see the armour of the Panzer IV is so weak that any shell's just going to go straight through and do damage. He damaged 11 of the enemy, that's more than 2/3 of the enemy, and killed 4 of them. He also did 881 hit points of damage assistance, and he managed to get 2 defense points when he took out enemies that were within the gap at the time. On a standard account, he earned 47,105 credits, and he also got the Achievements Award because he got the high caliber, and that balances his score with that of the winners. He got an extra 3,779 credits for that, brings his total to 50,884, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he took away 10,182 credits. He received 775 XP, plus he got the Achievements Award again for 433, means he took away 1,208 experience points altogether. So, pretty good battle there from 2016. It was September 2016, so more than 2 years ago. And I'm sure Marky will be pleased to see that replay again. I'm sure there are many more replays that for Marky that I've got to do. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.